2010. On Monday, May the 3rd, 2010, at approximately 3:30 p.m., 17-year-old Mitchell Celise of Toronto was in the company of an unknown male in the area of Winona Drive and Hursting Avenue in Toronto. It has been determined that two male suspects were observed walking behind the deceased and the unknown male. There was a brief exchange of words, and the suspect males were seen drawing handguns and then began shooting directly at the deceased. The deceased attempted to run away. Both suspects continued to fire while chasing after him. The deceased was struck. His cause of death was determined to be as a result of gunshot injuries. The unknown male and two suspects were observed fleeing the scene. During this investigation, information received supporting the belief that the victim was specifically targeted and shot. With the assistance of the community and members of Toronto Police Service 13 Division, we were able to positively identify one of the suspects involved in this case. A Canada-wide first-degree murder arrest warrant has been issued for Chael Mills, 19 years of age, of no fixed address, of Toronto. He is described as male, black, light complexion, 6 feet tall, approximately 180 pounds, brown eyes. He has a very distinct tattoo on the right side of his neck. He is also known by the nickname GINGA. Mr. Mills is well known to the area of Vaughan Road and Winona Drive. He is known to have gang affiliations, and Mr. Mills is considered to be armed and dangerous. Over the past 24 hours, coordinated searches involving members of the Toronto Police Service Guns and Gangs Unit, TAVIS Unit, and divisional officers have been undertaken. These searches at this time have proved unsuccessful. I appeal to Mr. Mills to contact a lawyer for legal advice and to make arrangements to surrender himself. I further appeal to the public. If you know the location of Mr. Mills, I would ask that you do not approach Mr. Mills and please call 911 immediately. If anyone has any information pertaining to this case, I would ask that you call me directly at the Homicide Squad at 416-808-7380. Finally, I would also like to issue this caution. If evidence is received that any person is harboring, aiding, or otherwise assisting Mr. Mills with his escape, you face the risk of being charged with the criminal offense of being an accessory after the fact. And I would also like to add, there's going to be a YouTube video on the TPS account. Subject to any questions, those are my comments.
Can you say anything more about his gang affiliation? Is he affiliated to one specific gang?
What I can tell you is he's affiliated to a gang from that specific area.
And do you think that's what led to the shooting, or that affiliation?
What I can say is the deceased was targeted by the accused.
Any indication that it had something to do with turf, or I guess his affiliation to a gang, or the victim's affiliation to a gang?
I can't tell you that the victim, the deceased, we've had dealings with him in the past.
And what does his tattoo say? Do you know?
Actually, I've got a distinct photo of there, and it's
JJW?
VTTW.
And do we know what that means?
At this time, I don't know what it stands for.
And the unknown male that he was walking with, do you believe that that's a suspect as well, or?
Sorry, the
unknown male that the victim was walking with prior to the shooting?
No, at this time, I believe that unknown male is still a witness.
Anonymous information can be submitted to Toronto Crime Stoppers, 1-800-222-TIPS, 222tips.com, or text TOR plus your message to crimes, and that information will be given over to Detective Mary Vruna, the Homicide Squad.
And believed to be both of them were shooters, right?
What I can tell you is that they were both carrying handguns.
But what, did you say that both of them were firing at the victim?
They were both shooting, so I can tell you that shots were fired.
And no chance that this other male who fled the scene was hit by any of those bullets?
We have no information at this time from any witnesses or hospital information that any individuals have walked into any hospital seeking medical attention as a result of any gunshot injuries.
The description that you guys released last week of the guy in the white tank top, you found his shirt, was that believed to be this guy, one of the other shooter, or the person of interest?
Unfortunately, that's not information that I can release at this time.